Hey guys, it's Untitled here with Redesign Your Clothes. In this episode, we're going to make this Sequin Monokini from scratch. Let's begin. You're going to need 1 yard of sequin fabric and 1 yard of swimsuit knit fabric and 1/4 inch elastic. So here's the pattern we're going to be working with. I created this pattern from my last swimsuit tutorial. You can find the link in the description box or I will link it above. Once you have the pattern already made up, we're going to go and use this as our guide to create this swimwear. I came 17 from the top to create my neckline. Then I drew a line from the bottom portion to create the underwear part of the bathing suit. 4 inches from the armhole, I came down the side to draw in a diagonal line for my cutout. Now you want to cut everything out. And it will look like this once it's complete. Now it's time for you to add your seam allowance at the waist of the top portion of the bathing suit. I added it along the neckline and 1/2 inch and also the bottom of the swimsuit as well. Cut that out. And this is the front portion of your bathing suit. So here's the back portion. We're not going to necessarily need the top part of the back. So I'm going to take the front of my bathing suit bottom portion and place it onto the back so I can copy the side and just cut that straight across. Next, we're going to place the top part onto the sequins. My sequin is folded backwards, and then I cut that part out. And then for the bottom portion of the front only, we're going to put it on against the fold. You should have 2 fronts and 1 bottom portion of your bathing suit in sequins. Now we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process, but this time we're going to cut the front of our bathing suit just a 1/2 inch bigger than the sequin. So it will look just like this, making sure that you have a 1/2 inch around the whole entire sequin pattern. These are what you have for your first pieces. We're going to put the back portion of the swimsuit against the fold and we're going to cut it twice. So you need to have 2 pieces of the back portion. Here on the sequins, before I went to go ahead and stitch them together, I decided to cut away some of the sequins so it won't break my needle when I stitch. You're going to place the elastic onto the sequin and I'm going to roll the excess of the swimwear, that's a 1/2 inch, onto the elastic and pin it to place. We're going to do this all the way around for all edges. The armhole, the cutout area of the waist, and the side edges of the bottom portion of the swimsuit and top edge of the bottom portion of the swimsuit as well. And then I'm going to stitch a zigzag stitch right on top. Once you have that complete, it will look just like this. And now we're going to go and stitch the front of our bathing suit. So you want to pin the front sequins together and you're going to pin the back portion of the swimsuit together, like here. So it's about like 3 inches, depending on how low you went on yours. And once you stitch it, it looks just like this. And you want to flip it inside out and nicely flatten it so that way it can lay nice and neat. Now it's time for you to place the elastic along the neckline. As you see me doing it here, I'm going to roll on the excess of the swimsuit on top of the elastic like we did on the armhole area and the waist area. And I'm going to pin it into place, and then I'm going to stitch a zigzag stitch right on top. It's very tricky. Take your time when you do this. It's not as easy as it looks. And it will look just like this when it's complete. Now here's the bottom portion. I went ahead and put the elastic in at the top edge of the bottom part of the swimsuit. Now I'm going to flip it inside out, and then I'm going to fold the excess that's at the bottom of the top portion of the waist of the swimsuit and place it at the center evenly on the bottom portion and pin it to place. Once you have that pin, you want to do a zigzag stitch on top so it can be connected. And once that's complete, it will look like this. Now that you have all the pieces connected, the front connected, it's time for you to place the bottom portion on the back side. Now, I went ahead and adjusted my bottom. I thought my bottom was a little bit too wide, so I went ahead and made it more narrow. And you can do this depending on how you created your pattern. So I went on to place on my bottom portion onto the back and made my adjustments, and then I cut inwards into the pattern just to make it fit better. So I did that for both pieces, and now I'm going to go ahead and connect it with the bottom portion. So the bottom portion is going to be connected in between the two pieces of the back portion of the swimsuit in the crotch area. I'm going to sew that across a zigzag stitch. So now on the back side, I went ahead and did an overlock stitching to clean my edges, and then I'm going to place the 1/4 inch elastic on the edge and roll it on to the fabric like I did for the beginning for the other parts of the bathing suit. Next, we are going to create the tabs for you to do the ties on the side. I measured the side seam of the bust portion of the bathing suit, and I measured the side of the bottom portion of the swimsuit and the shoulder. So I created tabs for them. The side was about 20 inches long and 4 inches wide at the bust, and the bottom portion was maybe 1.5 or 2 inches, depending on how wide your side is on the bottom. You're going to create tabs for that. So I basically created like a knife shaped tab to create my ties, and I did 4 for the bottom, 2 for the shoulder, and 2 for the sides of the bust portion of the bathing suit. Once you complete, you're going to go and pin them together and then stitch a zigzag stitch in place so that way they can be able to stretch and tie when you put around your neck or around the back and your hip area. So then you're going to take those ties and you're going to place it at the edge of each side of the part of the bathing suit. Like right now I'm doing the bottom portions. I'm going to put all the little short ties there. This is the side of the bust area. I'm going to put a tie there as well, and I'm going to put a tie at the shoulder to tie around my neck to give me a halter shape, bathing suit style. Once I complete, you're going to basically stitch them down, and then you're going to top stitch them into place so that way they don't come apart, and it will look just like this. Lastly, I created a crisscross design in the front of the bathing suit, and I used 1-inch strips that I folded in half and then folded in half again to create some type of binding, and then top stitch a zigzag stitch to keep them in place. And then I placed it along the neckline and then top stitch a straight stitch to hold them down. And once you're complete with that, you are ready to wear. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you have an item in your closet that you wish to redesign, let me know down in the comments and I will select a commenter for the next video. We are heading into fall, so I look forward to your comments. See you guys in the next video. Bye guys.